Welcome to the third video in a series of 3. Now, if this is the first one you've encountered somehow, do yourself a favor, go back, watch number 1, download the content, review it, listen to it, whatever you want to do. Number 2, same thing, watch it, download it, review it. Now we're at number 3. Okay. And last time we talked about how some people, it's easy to feel like you're a spectator in your kid's life. If you're not actually a participant, you're this one who feeds them and drives them around, and everybody else wants to tell them what to do, how to do it, and so forth. How can we be a participant in our kids' lives? Let's face it, we should want to do that, right? And I know we have jobs and careers, and we've got all this other stuff going on, but we need to be participants in our kids' lives, not just spectators. How can we do that? Well, number 1, talk to your kids, be involved with your kids. It's tough. I know it's tough because you ask your kids what they're interested in and they start talking to you about things like M&M and you're saying to them like plain or peanut and they're like, no, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. Or what if these hipster kids are into today? And it's easy to glaze over. All right, when my grandparents had kids, my grandparents didn't like the Beatles. My parents didn't like Kiss. I don't get the draw of this M&M thing. But even though we don't like it, we still need to participate. We need to let our kids know that we want to be part of their lives. All right. That's kind of why I put this whole honey badger thing together. And we can coach our kids. It's good to coach your kids. It's good to teach your kids. However, asterisk, you need to know when it's time to walk away and let somebody else coach them. That is kind of the delicate balancing act as parents, grandparents, and so forth that we deal with. Like, when do I stop being the coach and teacher, step over here, and let somebody else coach and teach them? I'll give you a great for instance. Your kid is on the wrestling team. You're very proud of your kid. You take your kid to every practice. Do you need to stay there the entire time and watch the coach teach your kid? Or is it okay for you to leave, go get yourself some coffee, and come back? Sometimes participating is letting somebody else coach your kid, come pick them up and say, hey, what did you learn today? Then they tell you what they learned and you interact with them that way. Okay, let's let the cat out of the bag. It's not a secret anymore. I wrote a book called Team Honey Badger, Raising Fearless Kids in a Cowardly World. I'm going to be 100% sincere and genuine with you. It's 2015 as we're filming this. The United States of America, and the whole world, but let's focus on the United States, is in trouble. We're not going to fix this country by staying on the same path that we've been on for 20 years. The only way we're going to bring this country back to its former glory, if you think that's important, if you don't, I don't know why you're watching me, is for our kids, our youth, our young people to be more fearless, to be more courageous, to be even better than we were. Sadly, for probably 15, 20 years, we've been creating a youth movement that is not bold, is not fearless, they're not problem solvers. With the no-score soccer and zero tolerance policies and all the other nonsense that we force onto our children, gender studies, we're teaching our kids to be members of victim groups. Whatever that victim group happens to be, racism, sexism, whatever. We're raising kids to be members of victim groups. You know what you don't get from victim groups? You don't get leaders. Victimization does not produce leaders. This nation is starving for leadership. If you don't believe me, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The nation is starving for leadership. We cannot create leaders at the same time as we're creating victims. Our kids have to be better than we were. If the United States of America is going to survive as a representative republic, and your kids and grandkids are going to have a golden future, they need to be fearless. And I'm not seeing that in the world today. I don't know if you're seeing it, I'm not. And I felt like it was my moral obligation. Now I have 3 adult children now. They're all grown. They're not in jail, they're not drug addicts, they're all productive members of society. And I really felt that I was obligated to address this. So here we go. We've got the Team Honey Badger book. It's not really long, but it's to the point, and it says lots of things like, number 1, how do we strengthen a kid's fearless mind? How do we foster that? Starting from the very beginning. Do we want our kids to be fearless, or do we want them to be cowardly? And you say, all right, do you want me to tell you where the honey badger thing came from? I'm going to tell you. You're like, what's this? All right, I'm curious. Zachary, my youngest, who's actually 18, introduced me to the phenomenon that is the honey badger. And I watched the videos, I watched the National Geographic specials, I watched the one on Netflix and all that. And as in the gun culture, we like to talk about sheep and wolves and sheepdogs. Everyone likes to, the gun culture, we like to think we're armed sheepdogs. We're the protectors of the flock. You think that, I think that a lot of gun culture people, we talk about sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs. But is your 12-year-old a sheepdog? And you say, well, they're a sheepdog in training, or someday they will be a sheepdog. Your 13-year-old, your 11-year-old, what have you. If I had one animal characteristic that I would like my children to emulate, if I had, a little 5-year-old and I was going to raise that 5-year-old with one animal to follow or pattern themselves after, it would be the honey badger. The honey badger is not the largest animal, not the strongest, it's not the fastest, but guess what? According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the honey badger is the most fearless animal on planet Earth. How did he get that way? I don't know. God made him that way. But I tell you what, all of your kids, they may not be the biggest kids, they may not be the strongest kids, they may not be the fastest kids, but what they can be is they can be fearless. And that is what I want for you. I want for your kids, for your grandkids, the kids that you work with in your Boy Scout troop or your 4-H group or your youth group, whatever. I want them to be fearless. We've got enough cowardice in our world. We have enough victims. We don't need any more. I think we have plenty. What it's time to do right now is it's time to help our kids. That's what this book is all about. It's a blueprint. I'm not telling you what to do, exactly to do it, how to do it. I'm offering you motivation, inspiration, and a map, a blueprint. How can we do this together? We're going to talk about the fearless mind. We're going to talk about physical preparedness. We're going to talk about positive experiences that you can help your kids work through. We're going to talk about the junior honey badger. We've got kids, my little 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, they're not going to be armed sheepdogs, but I still want them to be safe. How do I teach my 7, 8, 9-year-old kid to go out into the dangerous world and keep themselves safe without making them scared or paranoid? So we work with the junior honey badgers. And then you have your senior honey badgers. Then you got your kids, they're going to be 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. They're adults in training. Now, you're not going to teach the same things to a 7-year-old as you're going to teach to a 14 or 15-year-old. There's a process we go through. So how can I teach my older or my senior honey badgers? How can I equip them or help them to be equipped with the psychological dangers and the actual real physical dangers? We talk about that. We talk about fangs and claws. Sometimes empty hands aren't enough, but let's face it, I don't care if you're a hardcore dyed-in-the-wool Second Amendment supporter, a gun culture guy, you consider yourself to be a sheepdog. Your kid can't carry a gun. They're kids. What are they going to do? Just hope? No, there's things that we can do to keep our kids safe. And in the last chapter, I talk about balance. We don't want our kids to be unbalanced. And I was like, obviously we don't want that, but how do we do that? How do I give our kids balance in life? We don't want to focus too strongly on the one area over the other. And in the Team Honey Badger book, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about strengthening their minds, strengthening their bodies. We're going to talk about maintaining balance in their lives and really just helping them to grow to be productive, fearless members of your community. If you buy this book within the next 24 hours, we're going to give you a special bonus. We're going to give you the 14 USMC, that's Marine Corps, leadership traits. We're going to give you a PDF file and we're going to give you an audio file. You can take those leadership traits, use them to work with your kids, but you have to click the button and order within the next 24 hours. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be with me through this journey of 3 videos. So here we are. What I want you to do, the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to go to the bottom of this right here. Click the like button if you really like it. If you don't like it, hey, you're an American, do what you want. Leave a comment and let me know, if you want to, how you are going to be an active participant in your kid's life and not just a spectator. Once again, I am Paul Markel. I am a dad, and I thank you very much.